Good afternoon. My name is Brianna. I'm with Lookout Mountain Community Services. I am a substance abuse counselor. So, what is your name? I'm sorry.
Alice Johnson.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Before we get started, I just wanted to cover a few things, just do a little bit of paperwork, that kind of thing.
Okay.
First, I want to explain to you that anything that is said in this room will not be told to anybody, unless there's a few exceptions. If anything you tell me that is going to cause harm to a child, to an elderly person, or somebody disabled, or if you threaten harm on yourself, I unfortunately have to notify somebody just because of the safety concern.
Okay.
But those would be the only concerns that you'd have. This is a confidentiality agreement, which is just what I've explained to you, that what's said in this room will not go anywhere.
Okay.
And you signing that just explains that you have agreed to it and that I've explained it to you.
Okay. What is today's date?
The 2nd, 11/2. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Alice, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me what brought you in today.
I was arrested. My children were put in foster care.
Okay.
I had meth in my car.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
I've been a meth user for several years now. I have used in front of my kids, away from my kids. So my kids were put in foster care. I was put on probation. And this is part of my probation deals that I have to seek an assessment.
Okay, not a problem. Well, I appreciate you being so open and honest with me. I appreciate you taking the first step in the right direction here with moving forward. And we can't go back, I guess, right?
Right.
Okay, so let us start. To get a better picture of who you are as a person, I like to go back a little bit.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. So I understand that what we're dealing with here today is meth use. That you were incarcerated.
Yes.
Upon being released, you were put on probation.
Yes.
Within that time, children were put in foster care.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's dive in, I guess, if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you spoke about substance abuse history. What about any mental health history? Any admissions to any hospitals?
No, I've had depression off and on, but I've never been admitted anywhere.
Okay. Do you receive medication for the depression?
I take Prozac.
Okay. And who is the prescribing doctor?
Dr. Leah.
Okay. What about any medical history? Any health issues? Any surgeries lately?
I had my appendix out
Okay.
last September.
Okay.
3 years ago I had back surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I have hyperthyroidism, high cholesterol.
Wow. Okay. And is that family? Does any of that run in the family?
All of it.
All of it.
Yes.
Okay. Other than the back situation.
Other than the back, but
Okay.
the rest of it does.
And the back surgery, was that because of a wreck? Was that because of?
A stupid mistake on my part.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to tell me a little bit about it?
We just got home from a camping trip and I was climbing up in the truck and then instead of stepping down the proper way, I stepped down on the trailer tongue and
Of course.
fell. So
Right. Okay. High blood pressure, cholesterol. Top of the back. We talked about. I'm sorry. What was there one other one?
appendix.
Appendix, correct. And that was that emergency removal?
That was.
Okay, so you had appendicitis, which
Yes.
led to, okay. Alrighty. With a high blood pressure and cholesterol, is that mom's side, dad's side? Both. Okay. What about mental health in your family history?
Just depression.
Just depression.
Mhm.
Okay. Is anyone else in the family on medication for depression?
My father, my mother, my sister.
Okay.
So it's widespread.
Okay. I heard you say sister. Do you have any other siblings other than the one sister?
I have 2 sisters and a brother.
Okay. Okay.
Excuse me.
That's okay. A sister and a brother.
Yes.
Okay. And are you the oldest? Or are you the middle?
The oldest.
Okay. So you get to take on some responsibility. Okay. Let's see. Tell me a little bit about your childhood, how with your brother and your sister and your mom and dad.
My mom and dad were both alcoholics when I was little. And my mom was a very aggressive alcoholic. She would beat on my father.
Okay.
They split when I was 12, which was good.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad thing. It was a
Right.
good thing. My dad quit drinking. My mom still drinks. I don't speak with her. I'm very close with my father. But while they were split up and I still lived in the home with her, of course I had to take care of the two younger siblings because she was never there.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. You had mentioned that Dad was an alcoholic. Is he currently still working a program? Is he still in treatment or?
He quit on his own. It's been clean 22 years.
Fantastic. And luckily so that works for some.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then mom is not in your life. Okay. And what about your relationship with your brother and sister currently?
It was good until I started the drugs.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
They're both very upset with me about the drug use and think that I could do better.
Okay, have they expressed that to you, or is that okay? Let's see here. So, because one of the main reason why we're here is because of the substance abuse, and that's what we're here somewhat to address, along with anything else that we want to talk about. We're not confined, obviously, to the substance abuse. I'm going to ask you a few more questions in regard to that.
Okay.
Okay. What drugs have, I understand the meth. Have you used any other drugs?
I've used cocaine,
Okay.
marijuana, alcohol, and heroin.
Obviously alcohol is consumption through the mouth. But as far as the heroin, the cocaine, and the marijuana, what was the method of use?
I've smoked it. I've shot it up. I've done it all.
Okay. What was the first drug that you used?
Alcohol was my first. Marijuana was second.
Okay. At what age did you first consume alcohol?
12.
12. Did somebody provide it to you? Did you find? How did
I
that?
stole it from my mom.
Okay. Because she's an alcoholic. Okay. Stole from mom, so I'm assuming she didn't know. Okay. What was the last day that you used currently?
The day I went to jail.
When was that?
2 months ago.
2 months ago? Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
On the 2 months. When you were using, before this 2 months, when did you usually use?
Usually when I get up in the morning, in the afternoon, when I go out partying.
Okay. Let's see. Was there any specific days during the week that you used more frequently? Every day.
Every day.
Okay. How often during the day?
Several times.
Several. Can we ballpark about?
Probably 4 or 5.
Okay. And you said as far as the method of use, you've used in all different forms, but 2 months ago, last time you used, how did you use?
IV.
Okay. Do you remember how you were introduced to needles?
My boyfriend.
A boyfriend? Describe that experience for me if you don't mind.
He said it was the best way to experience the drug and then showed me how to do it. And he was right, it was the best way to experience it, so I continue to do so.
How did that make you feel when you were doing it the first time?
I was scared at first because I'm scared of needles.
Okay.
But when you're high, you don't.
Right.
You don't notice it.
Right. Do you currently suffer from any withdrawal symptoms?
Not at this moment.
Okay. Have you ever suffered from withdrawal symptoms?
I did when I was in jail.
Okay. Describe those for me if you don't mind.
Shakes, vomiting, sweating, nauseousness. It was just a culmination of symptoms that it's hard to explain.
Right. And I'm sorry you had to experience that in jail. Obviously, that's not the most comfortable place to be sober, let alone coming off of a hardcore drug.
Right.
Have you ever experienced more serious consequences from your drug use, which you've explained, going to jail, now probation. You did mention your children going into foster care. Has anything else resulted from your drug use?
No, that's losing my kids is the most serious consequence to me.
Tell me a little bit about them.
I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Okay.
A little boy and a little girl. They are the light of my life, but I lost them because I was stupid.
Right.
I miss them terribly. And I'm going to do anything I can to get them back.
Absolutely. And I'm here to help you through the process as much as humanly possible. I will be an absolute advocate to you. I have every intention of being there as much as I can.
Thank you.
Not a problem. That is my job. When you were pulled over for this most recent arrest here, have you ever been arrested before this time? Okay. Were the children in the vehicle when you were arrested? Okay. And there was meth in the vehicle?
Yes.
Was there also needles in the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Was there anyone else in the vehicle other than just you and the kids?
No.
Okay. Where were you headed? Where were you going?
To my boyfriend's house.
Okay. To use or
To use and spend the night.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with your boyfriend. How was that? Obviously, you used together.
Right.
But in a relationship sense, as far as how did you guys get along? What did you do together? How did you meet? How long were you together?
We met at a party. We've been together a year and a half. I thought he loved me. He's not been around since I was arrested. I thought he loved my kids as well. He, like I said, hasn't been around since I was arrested. He and I would, well, of course, use together, but we would do things with my kids, go to the movies, we would go to the park, we would do all sorts of things as a family. I thought eventually you would ask me to marry him, but
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have any intention, obviously you're here for the assessment and we're embarking on this journey. Have you spoke with your PO or anyone about the possibility of doing any other services for you, going to meetings, getting a sponsor, any other?
I'm going to go to Celebrate Recovery.
Okay, fantastic. That is a great program. And I can help you. Do you have the contact info for that? Or?
No, I don't.
Okay, I can surely provide that to you before we leave.
All right, thank you.
Let's see. Currently, are you feeling, describe your mental status right now, how you're feeling.
Determined.
Fantastic. So, one of the questions I have to ask, I ask everybody, not just you, are you feeling any sort of self-harming
No.
tendencies? Okay. Do you want to harm anyone else?
No.
Okay. Before being arrested, are you currently employed?
No, I'm looking for a job though.
Okay. Before being arrested, were you employed?
I was.
Okay. Where were you employed at?
I was employed at Bojangles.
Okay. How long have you been working there?
I was there about 8 months.
Okay. Did you like it?
I did, yes.
Cool. Awesome. I love their biscuits.
They're good.
Yeah. Let's see here. Going back to your childhood a little bit, I'm sorry for bouncing back.
No, you're fine.
But as far as education, you said you had a little bit of a hard home life, excuse me, as a mom. But did you finish high school?
I did.
Fantastic. Good for you. Did you complete any college?
I have my bachelor's degree.
Wow. Okay. Where did you go?
Business management. I went Belhaven University.
Okay. Great. Let's see. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. You don't have to answer any questions if you don't want to be honest, of course. But what is your spiritual or religious affiliation?
Baptist.
Baptist. Do you currently go to church?
No, right now.
Okay. Has that ever been a support system for you?
It was.
Okay. Do you feel like you have a grasp on the substance abuse, that could be something that you would want to pursue?
Probably.
Okay. Tying off of that, we talked about church being a previous support system for you. What would you describe currently as your support system? Who could you call if you were in trouble?
My dad.
Your dad. Is there anyone else that you could reach out to? You feel
My best friend.
Your best friend? Fantastic. What do you do with him, her?
We talk on the phone.
Okay.
When I feel down, when I'm missing my kids.
Okay.
So.
Would you, I'm sorry, kind of stepping back to this, we talked about the use that you were using every day. What were your triggers? Like, what would usually move you to use?
When I started feeling down about myself, overwhelmed,
Right.
anxious,
Right.
no energy. And of course, that drug gives you all the energy in the world. Alone.
Okay. With all that being said, this journey that you are embarking on to recovery, it's a marvelous journey, and it is something that I'm so glad to be a part of it with you. But it is hard, which I'm sure you've already realized. And I don't want you to feel that you don't have a support system. That's why I asked about the support system. And when you're feeling alone or down, or you said that your children are your life, this is your motivation to get clean, to do this. I don't want you to feel that way, and then encourage you to use, is why I asked about the support system. Which I'd like to consider myself as a support system for you as well, if you could develop into that. Let's see here. So when we talked about support system, you mentioned calling your best friend, calling dad. What are some other coping skills that you use when you're feeling the itch?
I color.
Okay.
I go for a walk.
That's awesome.
I play with my puppy.
Okay. What's your puppy's name?
Mocha.
Mocha. What breed?
She's a Chihuahua. Yes. So, I clean the house.
Okay.
But you don't want to clean so much.
Right. Right.
I really want my kids to come home, so I think about them a lot. I read. I like to read.
Fantastic. All of those are extremely constructive and great. The house you are living in that you keep so clean, where is that? Where is that located at?
It's on Oak Street.
Okay. Do you live there by yourself?
I do right now.
Okay. Apartment, house?
It's a house.
Awesome. Since you are not currently employed, how are you paying for?
My dad's been helping.
And you're renting, or do you own?
I'm buying.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. And dad helps with financial. You talked about coloring. You talked about walking. About your puppy. Are there any other interests or like abilities that you have that are beneficial?
No.
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 That you have to have. Yeah. Everybody does.
No.
Let's see. You're a mom. So there's no doubt that you can time manage.
Yeah.
There is no doubt that you are nurturing, you are loving.
Yeah,
When the kids are there, do you cook for them?
of course.
Right, and of course they get biscuits and stuff from the
Yes.
when they're there.
Yes.
Lucky kids. Let's see. If you're an animal lover, then you're compassionate. You can't be a very angry and horrible person and like animals. It generally doesn't work that way. And then abilities. You have your bachelor's. You're extremely intellectual. You have to be to get that. Let's see. What other things did you mention that we can consider abilities for sure? I mean, you're driven. You're here. You're
Yes.
doing it. You're motivated. Let's do this. Okay. With all that being said, is there anything else that you feel like I should know?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
I just want to be able to get this going and done.
And I have absolutely no problem. Before you leave, I'll have you sign a release of information so I can speak to not only your probation officer, but I can speak to defects
Okay.
where the kids are, to kind of coordinate together to try to move this along, to try to get where we need to be, get to our destination here. With the kids being in foster care, do you get to visit them?
I do. I get 2 hours a week right now.
Okay. What day is that on?
It's on Tuesdays.
Okay. I didn't also ask transportation.
I use the transit right now.
Okay. Not a problem. Let's see. Are the kids local or?
Yes, they're local.
Fantastic. That doesn't always happen. That's unfortunate.
Right.
Let's see. Okay. So we are gonna go through and actually the first thing I'm gonna do, sorry. We talked about the support systems and we talked about how you use those supports when you're feeling triggers and using coping mechanisms and those kinds of things.
Okay.
So I'm a visual person. I have to see things
Okay.
in front of me in order to understand it. So I like to do these, which I'll show you, just in case the other person in here talking to me is also a visual person.
Okay.
So it is called an eco map with you at the center.
Okay.
And then we are going to put everyone else that you consider a support or who's in your life currently on the outside. And we're going to talk about just the exchange of energy, the exchange between y'all. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. So we said dad. And you said he was very supportive.
Yes.
So we'll do a strong arrow. He supports you. Do you feel like you reciprocate that support?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So that's a very healthy, wonderful relationship. We said best friend. And she?
He.
He. Okay. He is very supportive of you. Do you feel like you reciprocate?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Your kids. Obviously, you are very supportive and very loving to them.
Yes.
And do they reciprocate that to you? We did talk about your mom. And she is not in your life.
No.
So there is no energy or any support given to her nor reciprocated.
No, ma'am.
Okay? And your siblings. I understand that they were very upset because of the arrest.
Yes.
But now, with you moving in the right direction, have they?
They're coming back.
Fantastic. Okay. So, do you feel like they are a good support for you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like you can be a good support for them?
Absolutely.
Okay. Your probation officer, unfortunately, is in your life. You have to cope with that. Do you feel? Is it he, she?
It's a she.
Okay. Do you feel like she is supportive of your?
Yes.
Okay. And obviously, because it is a professional exchange, there's not you don't always feel that you're giving back to her what she's giving to you. But with that being said, do you feel like you're putting just as much effort into the relationship as far as her efforts to help you as you are to help yourself?
Yes.
And to contact her? Okay. Okay, and then defects with the kids. Kind of the same situation. Obviously, they're not helping you on a day-to-day basis. Well, they could be. Are they providing any services for you right now?
No.
Okay. Do you feel like you have an open line of communication with the kid's caseworker?
I do.
Okay. Do you feel like she reciprocates that and answers any questions you have? We can do we can do that a week. We do like a checkered line, so that can be stronger for sure. There is a communication, but it's not exactly it's where you would like it to be. And I understand those are your kids. You want to know what they're doing every second of every day.
Right.
Is there anyone on there that I haven't listed right now?
No.
Okay, so that is your eco map right now, which is you're very fortunate. I mean, there are a bunch of solid lines there. So the fact that you have that many strong relationships with those around you that are mutual exchanges is
Right.
fantastic. Because obviously, if we had a bunch of errors going out and not many in, we would have just concerns about how much support you were getting. And vice versa, if everybody was giving you support but you weren't giving anything back, that could be problematic also. Just about the strength of those relationships. But that's not our case here. It's fantastic. Okay. So we've gathered all this information. I've learned about you. I've asked you a bunch of questions. So, moving forward, like we have been, let's come up with our goals. These goals I want to be time limited or time specific. We are gonna do it so I don't want to overreach that. You're never going to touch meth again. We're not going to write that. Because, not to say that relapse, most people say that relapse is a part of recovery. It doesn't have to be a part of your recovery by any means. I'm looking, let's do a week. What are we going to do in the next week? What is our goal for the next week? You said that we're looking for jobs.
I'm looking for jobs. I need to reach out to my siblings.
Okay. So our overall goal is going to be, you said reaching out to siblings, but we want to strengthen. Okay. So strengthen relationship with siblings. So what are you gonna do in the next week to do that? To help with that?
Let them know what I'm doing from here on out to hopefully maintain. I want to maintain sobriety. I don't want to.
Absolutely.
I don't want to back. And I understand that it can happen 8 to 10 times. I know that. I've researched it. I've looked it up. I've read it. But I don't want to be that statistic.
Okay.
And I want them to know that.
I respect that. Absolutely. As I said, recovery, everybody's recovery is different. It looks different for everybody. Dad quit cold turkey. Doesn't work for everybody always. Unfortunately, people have to work harder at it than others. Not to say that quitting cold turkey isn't hard, obviously.
Right.
Okay, so over the next week, we talked about reaching out to them. Are you gonna do a telephone call? Or are we gonna do?
Gonna go in person.
Okay, so you're gonna visit both of your siblings separately or together?
Separately.
Okay, visit both siblings separately at least once this week and express what you've been doing as far as your hard work with your PO, with me, with DFAX.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna express that to them. And you said you wanted to keep an open line of communication and let them know what that you're doing. So at that time, do you want to commit weekly, bi-weekly updates and agree to come over and visit with them?
Yes.
Do we wanna do weekly or bi-weekly?
Let's go weekly.
Okay. Okay. Another goal that you mentioned earlier was obtaining a job. What are we gonna do this week?
Put in applications all over.
Okay, how many are we gonna put in? Do a specific number,
At least 7.
at least 7. Okay. What about our last one? We don't necessarily have to have one. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by any means.
I want to look into the Celebrate Recovery.
Okay,
I
fantastic.
want to get my first meeting.
And I'm gonna provide that information for you today. And I have no problem. Would you like me to come with you? Would you like me to invite somebody from Celebrate Recovery to come meet with us?
That would be nice.
Okay. Okay, so our overall goal with that would be to continue sobriety.
Yes, ma'am.
I will contact the representative. So this week you are committing to meet that person here, and you said attend your first meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're gonna commit at least one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so just to go over the 3, we talked about, let's see, this week we're going to visit both of our siblings at their house, talk about what we've been doing, and can tell them that we're gonna be coming there weekly to visit with them and update them on what you're doing. Submit 7 applications for employment, and you're going to meet with a Celebrate Recovery representative here at the office, and then attend at least 1 meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. Now, with all that being said, do you have any other questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, it was an absolute pleasure meeting with you today, and I look forward to our relationship growing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.